Welcome back to State of the Union. I'm Dana Bash. One of the most hyped presidential candidates is ending his White House bid, and another who was completely unknown a year ago is hitting his stride. Andrew Yang raised an impressive $10 million last quarter, and his polling has kept him firmly on the debate stage. We sat down with the candidate and his wife, Evelyn, in Iowa for their very first joint interview.
All right, good. For saving our country. Working on it, brother. We can do it together.
Andrew Yang couldn't wait for his warm-up act to finish.
I think I'm going to go up there before the song's over, just to rock out a little bit.
He called this Iowa gathering Yang-a-Palooza. And the rain-soaked crowd knows his core message as well as their favorite songs.
That it's not left, it's not right, it's forward!
This businessman and political newcomer has become a contender by feeling the pain of workers and young people watching automation take human jobs. Do you think you're being taken seriously enough?
Well, one of the things I tweeted was, it's all fun and games until Andrew Yang passes you in the polls.
With staying power comes scrutiny, like on his health care plan. You told reporters in New Hampshire last week that you think, quote, outlawing private insurance in a very short period of time is a bit too disruptive, and I would not do it. So how do you support Medicare for all and not outlaw private insurance?
Well, there's a way to provide Medicare for all that does not prohibit private insurance. And the goal has to be to demonstrate to the American people that this Medicare plan is superior to your current insurance without pulling the rug out from under you and saying that the insurance no longer exists.
Bernie Sanders' own campaign manager said about your stance on this, come on, you either take on corporate greed that rots the system or you don't. That you're calling this Medicare for all, but when you ask about the substance, you still want to keep private insurance, which is not Medicare for all. How do you respond?
It's funny because we had an internal debate about this. Like, what does Medicare for all mean? If you look at it, what does it say? Medicare for all, which means that you have a Medicare program that everyone can be enrolled in.
So you're adopting the label, but not the bill?
That's correct.
Is that a little disingenuous to people looking for that, that flavor of a Democratic candidate, but if they don't know the substance of your plan?
Well, we're clear about the substance of our plan in various places, and we're going to have a more detailed rollout of the full plan in the days to come.
Yang is on board with impeachment, but says fellow Democrats spend too much time talking about it, and Donald Trump in general.
Well, the downsides are that the entire country just gets engrossed in this impeachment process, and then we're going to look up and be facing Donald Trump in the general election, and we will not have made a real case to the American people.
Is it going to hurt the Democratic nominee?
There is a chance that it will, and I just saw that it seems like the significant number of candidates may be actually called to D.C. for the bulk of January, which would definitely take the focus away from the campaign.
Wouldn't be bad for you, though.
I would be right here in Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina or Nevada or someplace else campaigning, it's true.
By his side more and more will be his wife, Evelyn, who made her first campaign appearance here.
Let's give a warm Yang Gang welcome to my wife, Evelyn Yang.
Thank you guys so much. I love the Yang Gang.
In her first television interview, she describes her businessman husband's decision to run for president.
And I thought to myself, this will pass. This is not.
Just a phase?
Yeah. And it was after the last election, and it seemed like he had a really bleak outlook of the future based on all the research he was doing. When I realized that he was serious was when he said he was going to quit his job. The freedom dividend and humanity first is the reason why I let him run for president.
She said, Andrew, there's no reason for you to do this because someone else is going to run like odd universal basic income and the automation of jobs. And I was like, I'm not sure that's really happening.
Yang discusses his family a lot, especially their 7-year-old son, Christopher, who is autistic. Why is it so important to you both to talk about your son?
It would never occur to me not to talk about our son, and just in that, we love him dearly. We want to share, his story with the world.
And at first, I was actually sheepish about being having our family in the public at all. But I do think that it's really important to talk about because there's all this stigma around special needs and autism specifically, and there really shouldn't be, because all our children have something special to offer, and our son has made our family better.
Evelyn Yang stopped working outside the home in 2012 after Christopher was born.
I just never went back to work because motherhood ended up being a lot harder than I expected.
And that's the whole core of your campaign, right? Is universal basic income. How much of that is not just people who are going to get automated out of a job, but people who are working at home?
Yeah, it's stay-at-home parents, it's caregivers, it's nurturers. It's also even volunteers and artists and people that do things that help move society forward, but right now don't get any recognition.
It's the message of this new campaign video.
Andrew has said that women do the hardest, most unrecognized work in our society.
I have to ask you about your relationship. When you met, you have said that he had no game.
Yeah, she did say that.
So what does no game? Yes. So what does no game, Andrew Yang, look like? Not this.
No game. Why did I say that? It's because, it was just so clear. Yeah. But I liked that. I really liked that about him. He wore his heart on his sleeve from the very beginning.
How does it feel?
It's a lot, but it's fun.
Now she's marching in the rain with a husband she never thought would run for anything, much less president.
Seeing the people that have just taken this campaign up on their shoulders and elevated at every turn, it's
The man that you're one of the supporters who tattooed your face
on his calf. Yeah, you can't see that coming. But there's also.
Have you done that?
No, and I said,
Cows are
Andrew,
tattoo-free,
I think he loves you more than I do, because I would never tattoo your face on my body. But it's that kind of passion, it's that kind of love, that kind of support that has been, shocking to me.
The money in our hands. Put the money in our hands. Put the money in our hands. Can we afford it? Yes. Will it cause inflation? No. Is it awesome? Yes. Is anyone trying to make it happen? Yeah, that guy.